Hello War Thunder, Zacharoni here with news about one of the awards from the upcoming 4th season of Battle Pass, the Sd.Kfz 25122 PaK-Track. Germany used half-tracks to great extent during the Second World War for everything from troop and equipment transport to flamethrowers, and in the case of the PaK-Track, tank destroyers. Players familiar with the German ground tree already have access to 5 of these half-tracks. The Sd.Kfz 25110 tank destroyer, armed with a 37mm gun that I'm using now, the Sd.Kfz 62 SPAA, the 15cm Panzerwerfer 42 tank destroyer, the Sd.Kfz 25121 SPAA, and the much-loved 88mm flak bus tank destroyer. Coming in at rank 2, which Germany has a battle rating spread between 2.7 and 4.0, the PaK-Track will have enough firepower to deal with any tank she can put into her sights. The 75mm PaK-40, which is acronym for Panzerabwehrkanone, roughly tank defense gun, is the same gun as the Marder 3 and PaK-Puma already in game. It has a max penetration of 182mm with its APCR shell, but the standard APC-BC shell you'll use 99% of the time still has great penetration of 151mm. The PaK-40 is also equipped to fire heat, smoke, and HE shells. Being a half-track originally designed to protect an infantry squad from small arms fire, the PaK-Track's armor, which at its max is only 14mm thick, won't be able to offer much protection if any at all. So don't be surprised to see these vehicles mowed down by heavy machine guns. It's narrow, meaning you might be able to hide in tight spaces, but it's also a relatively long vehicle with a high silhouette. So in terms of height and length, the PaK-Track is a pretty big tank. Another important thing to note before playing is limited gun depression and traverse. Ideally, you'll want to camp a flat, narrow field of fire like a street or a valley. Some of the hype around the PaK-Track comes from comparisons to the ultra-rare PaK-Puma, which is currently selling for $1,500 in the Gaijin marketplace. Although it has the same great cannon, it does not share the PaK-Puma's mobility, not by a long sight. The Sd.Kfz 10 that I'm using now has a maximum speed of 52 km an hour on the stat card, but in game you'll rarely go over 27 km an hour over ground, and that's with a much, much lighter gun. Going uphill or through snow or sand or mud will really impact this vehicle's speed. Bumps from rocks and uneven terrain are also a huge detriment to mobility if the front wheels are lifted off the ground, because without them you can't steer. And because she doesn't have great horsepower to weight ratio, you won't be able to plow through trees. One last thing I'll say about the PaK-Track's mobility is that she'll be extremely top-heavy. I've accidentally flipped my Sd.Kfz 25110 a few times making sharp turns and going down slopes at an angle, so keep that in mind before you try drifting in this thing. Overall, I'm happy to see the PaK-Track added. Half-tracks are one of the iconic images of the German war machine, and unless Gaijin plans to add the flamethrower, mortar, and Sturmhaubitze variants, it'll probably be the last German half-track in the game. I think she'll be fun to take out for a few matches and help grind the German tanks, but I don't expect it to change gameplay or to be commonly seen on the battlefield after its release. My advice to those taking it for a spin is to camp, rack up as many kills as possible before artillery or a plane knocks you out. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I realize you have many content creators to choose from when it comes to War Thunder news, so I appreciate what you have to say and hope you got something out of it. I'm trying to provide more information than what's included in the news release. Also, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It lets me know how I'm doing and helps grow my channel. Until next time, guys, thank you very much.